Good morning. My name is Rebel, and I'm the Rebel Reseller, and I have a special guest today who is Rhonda. Got junk in our trunk, and then hopefully here in the next few minutes, Elizabeth and Elizabeth and Lori will be on. They haven't said that they were having any problems, so hopefully they'll be here. Good morning, Beth. That's why I said Beth. Beth is here.
Yeah, I've got the chat running too, so I'll try and
keep
up with it.
Yep. So I've got a couple of things to talk about, and then otherwise it's like always we're ad-libbing this. Hopefully it won't confuse everybody because we said we were going to be on the other channel, but Robert lollygagged all weekend, didn't do what he said he was going to do as far as getting it set up, and you have to take 24 hours before they'll let you broadcast live on a new channel. You know, I've had it for a while, but I haven't used it for lives. Good morning, Heather. There won't be any of this chat stuff for me because I'm a terrible typer, and Robert's not going to be here today. Yes, we are here on this one today, this channel. So we'll just wait around till the other girls get here. I hope he sent the link. Pretty sure.
Yeah. I tried to check all of that out. I thought, am I going to be able to get on here?
Oh yeah, it's easy. Well, yeah. I know from my side, but I don't know what happens on the other side of everything.
StreamYard's a lot easier than, what it was before, because I did lives several years ago. It's been several years. And it was a mess all the time. So y'all have much back trouble, like from the back room over there?
Oh. I don't know. Robert's my tech person. It was like this morning, it was like, okay, this computer is stalled, and it was like, before you leave, I got to make sure everything's working.
That's all right.
Because if there's a problem, it's going to happen while he's not here.
Oh, yeah, you know that. That's all right. People will go with it.
Oh, Beth couldn't find the other channel? Huh. Well, I'll make sure Robert puts links out this next week.
Yeah.
But it should be pretty easy. I thought it was something like the Rebel Reseller
I found
Hangout,
it. Yeah.
Something like that.
I think it's Hangout is the last word. Yeah, if I remember right. I did look.
Oh, Hydrant's outside working in her flowers. I didn't do a garden, and I didn't put out annuals. I didn't do any of that.
We didn't do any of that this year, and it's probably a good thing. It would have burnt up this year. I don't know how y'all's weather's been, but it's been awful here.
It's bad.
Yeah.
I have a gardening group. We set it up when we moved here because I had never gardened before, vegetable garden.
Yeah.
So we started this gardening group, and 2 years ago, right before the pandemic started, we had 600 members. We are heading towards 18,000 members now.
Oh, wow.
And everybody's talking about the drought,
That's awful. It's awful. Because I'm outside of Memphis. I'm barely over the line in Mississippi, and it's just been awful down here.
I think yesterday we had a warning out that our heat index was going to be 100.
I'm like, you don't need to tell me. I can walk out my door and tell.
It was hot. Yay, Lori made it. No storms.
Thank you so much.
I know.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello, everybody.
This is Rhonda. I don't know
Rhonda.
Rhonda. She's got junk in our trunk.
I know got junk in our trunk. Hi, how
That's
are you?
me. It's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
My sister's name is Lori, so that'll be easy to remember. Yeah. I hope, anyway.
So what are you guys up to? What's going on? Where's Miss Lizzie?
I don't know. She'll be here. Well, I don't think
I'm missing half of the bathing suit right now. So that's why I was like, I know. It's like I know I put it together. Okay, when we
no.
when we took a photo of this, I know that this skirt was with a matching bathing suit. What
It's there.
what do you guys want to bet? Somebody asked me for a goofy measurement or something,
Oh no.
and I pulled it.
Mhm.
Yep, and didn't
got
put
over
it back.
Well,
Put
you know
it in
what,
the piles
Rhonda?
like I have.
Yeah, I've been. That's what's over here in this corner. It's pulled that needs to get put back. But I've been going over and thinking. I think I'm just gonna end every listing on eBay
Why?
that I have. I'm serious because when I want to go back and do lists perfectly, but I want to put all of my stuff into it and do it the right way instead of
You did the
transferring.
catalog.
And you know what? I'm at 800. I have 890 something right now.
Mhm.
I want to build this, and I'm driving myself crazy. You know, like trying. I screwed up my inventory when I decided to go with, a third party platform to begin with. I didn't know what the hell I was doing. Now I think I do know what I'm doing.
You'll find out, right?
We could be having this same conversation, and I'm like, bleh. but I think that's what my plan is, and just because my shipping was off. I mean, I had items that were marked, a t-shirt for 12 pounds. It was supposed
Right.
to be 12 ounces, and it wasn't operator error. It was just new technology with eBay error,
Mhm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So
I
that's
saw another post the other day. eBay did something and they used business policies and it put everything media mail.
Yeah.
Whether
God,
that's
that happens to me.
user error or eBay error. That's why I'm afraid of business policies.
I don't use them.
That happened yesterday to me. It wouldn't let me. I don't know if my customer selected media mail, but I couldn't get out. It kept putting me into media mail, and it wasn't in my policy, but I kept getting rerouted to media mail for a bundled item, for a big, it was like 4 items in one order. No idea. That's really weird you say that.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. I saw Amy or Dan are here. Good morning. Hustle couple.
I think I should pull up the chat on my phone because I sure enough don't know how to see it.
Yeah. Robert's not here, so we are on our own.
All right.
Scary.
Gravy.
There'll be no hellos from me in the chat because that computer's here, and then my computer and the mice, and no. Beth said she spent the morning listing Christmas items. You know what I worked on yesterday? Coffee mugs. 30-some coffee mugs.
Holy crap. Any good ones?
You know what? Almost every one of them I'm going to list for $19.95, and I paid a quarter.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Whether that's what they sell for, I don't care, but
right.
that's what I'm going to do. If there was any in the comps, they were like listed for $19.95. I'm of the mind that yes, you need to look at comps, and I sold comps, but you also need to look and see what other people are listing stuff for. Because, I don't want to go in there and list it for $9.95 when somebody else has $19.95, so I'll just match them and let's see who sells it first.
Right.
Yeah. Are yours mostly the promo advertising ones, or was it a mixture of different kinds? Or?
They were all vintage from one house, and he traveled all over the world, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Because I had Yosemite and Scotland and Germany and just not the Starbucks, but just a whole lot of vintage. And I thought for a quarter, we're going to buy it.
I would have too, definitely.
Yeah.
They're long tail, and that's okay because eventually everything sells. I think.
It does. I had a couple of good sales on Poshmark this week. I sold a pair of Gucci flats for $125 and a pair of sneakers that they're called Veja, Veja. They look really funky. They don't look expensive, but I got $75 for them. So I'm picking them up every time now. But good sales. And my eBay's up 42%. Which is crazy, I know, but hey.
This time of the year, yeah. That's awesome.
That's why I want to go backwards a little. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to keep putting more stuff into this machine when I got a whole bunch of stuff that's, semi screwed up. I could be selling more, especially with the amount that I have,
And getting it cross-listed from list. I mean,
Right.
Robert went in this week and he just transferred like 60 things just to play around in List Perfectly to see how it's going to best help us.
Well, I'll tell you, when I did it, Rebel, the idea behind it is so good. But like I said, I had no idea what I was doing. But I would start drafts in my phone on Vendu and have that when I got home instead of, starting drafts in eBay if I pulled comps when I was out. But it really, the idea of it is great. Not to mention, eBay only holds your stuff for 90 days. I mean, you can go back and look at your past sales, but there's no actual information, just the sale itself. But I don't know. I like that. I like that somebody else could do the accounting. eBay doesn't do such a good job at their accounting. My numbers are always off.
Surprise.
I want to do it anyways. I might as well, have something that takes both of my platforms and sticks it together. Hello, Miss Elizabeth.
Hello, Lori, and hello, Rhonda.
Hi. It's good to be here.
We've got a full house, which is nice.
Awesome.
But no Robert. We don't have the peanut gallery over here today.
Yeah, we had storms last week pretty bad. I couldn't get on to save my life. I didn't even have barely cell service. So that's the joy of living down here. But
we're back today. Back today.
Good to go. Yeah, good to go.
Here, let me put up Cheryl's comment. Found a Lisa Frank planner.
Wow.
Mine's still sitting right here. I have got to start getting it, try to figure out how to get that mildew off the handle. But yeah, that's very nice. Definitely look up Lisa Frank.
Lisa Frank reminds me of like grade school and middle school. It was my.
Oh yeah.
Rebel,
I haven't had any of that in forever.
Rebel, do you have any Biz?
Makes me wish I would have
Biz
kept
is like
it.
the non-chlorine bleach that works on like grass seeds and chocolate and stuff.
I have Oxy, but you know what? Because of the Hustle Couple, I bought all these. I need to look and see if any of these are like mildew. Grass.
I was just thinking about it because Biz is for colors also, and you might try it if you haven't.
I haven't even tried. I've made like 3 videos this week, and I've just kind of, now it's all piled ready for me to sort it, clean it, test it, whatever. So that's the plan. So, all right. If you're in here and you're not one of these ladies, I do have a new Facebook group. It's called the Rebel Reseller Hangout. If you haven't subscribed, go in there. We're already getting amazing questions and a whole lot of activity in there. I'm very happy, and I'm hoping it's going to be one of those places where, I don't want it to blow up. I want it to be friends,
Right.
For all of us to be able to feel comfortable to ask any question, because there's a lot of groups I won't ask questions in.
Right.
Every 20 minutes it goes out if it doesn't see.
Damn it, Robert, where are you?
I know. I wonder
He's watching the live.
He's probably listening just to see if I flounder without him. We're good.
No, you're fine.
Never that.
So something happened to me yesterday that I want to share, and maybe it'll keep someone else from falling for the same thing. I listed a washer and dryer on Facebook, and I have not listed anything on Facebook in a long time. And immediately I got like 2 or 3 responses, like within the first 15 minutes. And that should have been my clue. But there's apparently a scam, and some of y'all know about this. People will answer your ad on Facebook and say, I'm interested. Please text me or call me at this number. And I fell for it once. I'm ashamed to admit I fell for it once.
No, don't be ashamed, Lizzie. It's normal. It's local pickup.
Well, I know. And they catch you off guard.
Not your fault.
I hadn't posted anything on Facebook in a long time, so I wasn't even thinking about that. I've just assumed that everybody's on the up and up. It doesn't appear, because I looked into it after I fell for it, and it doesn't look like it is too much of an effect on you and your own Google security. But what they're doing is they're trying to collect Google voice codes for some other thing that they're doing. But when I went and looked it up, it says that by the time you realize it, they've already disconnected your phone number from the thing. They just need it to get the Google code, and then they go on from there, and they take your number out of the mix because they don't want whoever they're on to next to get forwarded back to your number. So anyway, but by giving them this code, it still helps them further their, nefarious deeds
Change
or whatever.
your password just in case.
Well, I looked through all my security, but see, I had just gotten hacked on my Messenger a couple of weeks ago, and I just changed everything, and I was like, I don't want to do it again. But it was Google, so I guess I could change my Google. But I don't know. It's just aggravating, and apparently it's been happening because within seconds, I got a second one saying, I'm interested. Please message me. And so after I got burned the first time, so here's where I clued in.
What did it say, Lizzie, when you called it?
So I can read it to you. Because they don't, once they get your code, they don't stop there. They're like, oh, well, I found a global person. I'm going to see how much more I can get. So here's the conversation. They said, first they said, message me. And how they get you is they say, let's see. Okay, I will come because I said, when can you come and get it? She said, okay, I will come. Or I'm assuming I don't know. But can I send you a code from your phone message? Just checking your post is real. And I said, yes, it's real. I just listed a washer and dryer. We're located in the city limits or whatever. So she's like, actually, a lot of posts is fake. The code is proof that your post is real. So can I send you the code? And I'm like, okay, whatever, So she says, okay, I want to purchase it. I send a 6-digit Google Voice code. If you and your post is real, send me the code, then I'll meet you. She said, I sent you the 6-digit Google Voice code. And so then, if I looked at it and it says, here's your voice code. Don't share this with anyone. But then here's how they got me. She said, it's through from, it tells you the number 22000. And I thought, well, how do they know that unless they sent it to me? They must have sent it to me. How would they know that? So this must just be a way to verify. And then she's like, please just check your phone message. So I did, and there it was. So I sent it to them, and then I went on still asking, if they still wanted the washer dryer, and she says, yes, but your code is not working in this number. Here's where they got me. Where I said, this is where I started really to clue in. Send me your family member phone number where I can send a new code. And I was like, I'm not comfortable.
Okay, we're done.
And I said, I'm sorry. This is all very suspicious to me. And that's all I heard. So they thought, okay, we found a global person. Let's see how many family members we can get, for this person. And I'm like, I almost wanted to write back and say, why are you doing this to people? Don't you have anything better to do than to scam people?
Get a real job.
Get a real
You know what? I just Googled this scam, and it says steps to retrieve your phone number. They've stolen your phone number. So it says you need to go to voice.google.com, click your settings, and click the new linked number. They've linked a number to your number.
Right. But it said, though, that by the time, because I went on and read further, and it says by the time you do that, though, they've already taken your number out of the mix because they don't want their forwarding to come back to your number. They want it to come straight to their own. So they use your number to forward to other people, but then they take it out. So that's why they keep needing to collect new ones because they can only use each one.
But what is that code? What is it for exactly? Like, what is this?
I don't know. Probably for spamming. And that kind of makes sense because I used to get these spam messages. I don't know what I accidentally signed up for, but every single time it would come from a different number. And I would block that number and I would get another one. Finally, I just stopped. I just ignored them. And I think that's what it is. They're forwarding from all these numbers. So
just spam, just crap.
Yeah, it's just spam. Yeah.
No.
It's so unfortunate.
Anyway,
Protect
it's
yourself.
So
Change
anybody
all
out
your
there, if you're
passwords.
listening on Facebook, don't fall for it like I did.
I list on Facebook a lot, and then every 6 days or something, you have to renew your listings, and then after so many times, then you have to delete and relist your listings on there, and it's very easy to do. But almost every single time when I delete and relist, I get a new set of them. I'm interested in your item, call me or text me, and it's like, there for a while I was saying, no, go away, scammer, but I don't even want that. So I've just started block
them.
Yeah, it's annoying because almost
I got 2 more, and I said, it's available, but I don't need to give you my phone number. Just message me through Facebook, just in case it was real. But I'm starting to see that's not even necessary now.
No,
because there's no reason why you can't do all your whole transaction through Messenger.
Right.
There's no reason why you would need to give them your number. And I see that now. It's like, why didn't I see that yesterday?
That's the typical
it's
eBay
a washer
scammer.
and dryer. You're not shipping it. You're going to have to talk to some, you know what I mean? I could see all of it. If it was a t-shirt, you might be like, but something that you're selling local.
Right. But yeah, it's annoying.
Anyway.
Annoying. The scammers out there.
And they go so far, don't they?
Yep.
It's too much.
So any good sales?
Got some blocks and maybe you should, did you report them to Facebook too, Lizzie?
I did, yes. On Facebook, I went all 3 of those and I reported back that this buyer was a scammer.
Yeah. And then blockity block. Because you don't want them to try it again.
They're probably coming from a different account. These are probably real people, and they have hacked into their accounts.
Yeah.
So that's the frustrating thing, is that some, just like now, I feel bad because my phone number is probably be, used to forward to somebody else's scam.
I think that's how, I'll get spam phone calls, and it'll have area code, my area code. Sometimes it even have my first 3 digits. And so you think, okay, this has got to be somebody local, and it's somebody's phone number. And Robert tells me all the time, don't block them because it could actually be a real person, except once the scammer's done. You know what I mean?
Right.
But I don't block. I block every single one.
They can get a new phone number. Need to get a hold of me, we will.
It's like my block bidder list on eBay. It just
oh, I know, it's huge.
Going hundreds of them. Block.
So how's your week been, girls?
I don't ever want to get on Rebel's bad side.
Really?
I might seem nice, but when it comes to eBay, like this morning, I get a daggone offer. I have that clock radio that I bought 2 weeks ago, I think. One sold last month for $155. Well, mine's in the box and it works and yada, yada, yada. I get a message this morning in an offer of $25, by the way, that this even new for your information, FYI, should only sell for about $60 new.
Yeah.
And I was like,
not the sandwich.
I'm like, I don't want, you know what? I so Robert won't let me do this, but I so wanted to say, okay, you know what? Somebody else might fall for that. I'm not, but I know you're just going to turn around and try to get it for $25 and you sell it for $150. So go away, scammer.
What do you think goes through their head when they come up with that? Like, do they actually think it's going to work? Does it work?
I don't know. Maybe somebody who's new.
Sometime. Yeah.
Somebody who's new. I mean, they should look at my feedback and think, okay, she's been around for a while. This might not work. But yeah. I have, Noelle, I have scam alert on my phone, but every once in a while somebody sneaks through somehow.
Mm-hmm.
I go through Verizon. You can set it up on Verizon. It won't even ring. I'll get this notification and then it goes away.
And then it'll just say who it was.
No, it just says potential scam or whatever. I'm sure it went somewhere, but I don't care.
It's a blocking service for you.
Now, Beth, I responded with a $175 offer and said,
Yes.
one just sold last month for $155. But I wanted to say go away, but I didn't. Yeah. And I'm sure I won't get my asking price, but I might get 150. You never know.
Hey, you know what?
You don't if you don't ask.
I got time.
That's right.
Time. Yep. But any my sales of Lori Posh dead. I've made $27 this month.
Really?
That's it. Dead.
Are you sharing? Do you have a sharing?
I'm sharing, but I quit sending offers because I'm cheap and I'm thinking even if I send a 10% offer, then they're taking 20% fees. Plus you got to give them reduced shipping. And I didn't, and that was a mistake.
Yeah, I don't do a lot of offers either. I just wait. Like I said, eBay is the cash cow right now, but it was nice to have Posh stocked up because I do pretty good on there. Just not doing a lot of work. I hate to say that, but I did a lot of work in the beginning, a lot, and that is set up right. It's eBay that's driving me crazy. But that's where that's where I'm going to make most of my money is on eBay. With the things that I have and the things that are available to me to sell, I really need to be on eBay. I've sold all of my expensive crap that started me on Poshmark, which started down this road again, So I come across it, but not as much as I do stuff that I could put on eBay and flip quick,
Yeah.
And I figure at 890, whatever the hell number I'm at right now, I figured that's really, I should start. I should do it now. If I'm going to do it now and comb through it, go through every box. Me and Noelle were talking about this. We were going to challenge each other to go through all of our inventory and put it into a spreadsheet and with inventory number. Well, hold on. This gets better. And I still can't find shit. Okay.
That's what I've been doing.
But that's what we got to do. So are you going to be in our challenge there?
Yeah.
All right, let's get it going.
Sounds
Because
like a plan.
I just have to. I have so much stuff too that is good that I know should have sold already, and I think that eBay said, "Chick, go figure your shit out, and we'll promote you, and you can sell stuff once you figure out what the hell you're doing." So
I'm down to about the last. I've got 2 shelves worth over here. That I live in like a mother-in-law's wing, and so I've got all of the garage, and my mother-in-law's wing is right off of that garage, and so this has got my unlisted and listed in it,
Right.
whatever. And it was just like everybody else. It's like, oh, well, I'll sell a little bit on eBay,
Right.
I was an estate liquidator, so that wasn't my primary anything. See, I haven't been online until late 2017. That was my first sale online. I've always, done it in person. Basically done it in person. And so since you just get it started and it's kind of random and this is so much fun and look what I can do and let me throw it in a tote and I'm a professional organizer, believe it or not, by trade. I mean, that's what I started out as. And
you want to come on down to the Keys?
Sure, why not?
I got my other room cleaned out. My other room where it was like, I think I did my show in there a couple weeks ago and I had inventory all over my spare room and I got that clean. It's done. So there's room.
Awesome. Yeah.
But it's all in here.
You're right about starting. I've been on List Perfectly, I want to say probably about 3 months, something like that. If I cross-posted, I did it manually, all of that kind of stuff. Right. And I've got almost 3,000 listings on eBay. And I can tell you, I sat down, I watched Netflix or whatever there was. I did, I just kind of threw things over there and did whatever I did. It didn't take me long. I mean, it was randomly, going through. And then this all came after that. I got all of my catalog ready. It was good to go. Everything was in there and ready to be cross-posted and all that kind of stuff. And I had already done some, And then I started going through all of this, and it's just so easy. I mean, you just go in there and you just hit that update button and it's ready to go and all that. It's just been great. It really has.
I believe that too. And that it takes the ease, like the listing process, and it does. It just
simplifies it. Yeah.
100%. And that's the thing. But you put a lot of, you rely a lot on that service, you know?
Oh, yeah.
So, I said, when I started, I kind of bounced around with List Perfectly and Vendoo. I went with Vendoo, and I didn't hate them at all. But List Perfectly just seemed like it was a little bit too, they're totally different, but the same.
It is.
You know? And
so
it is. I just kind of gravitated towards Vendoo, but I'm going to go on the List Perfectly bandwagon because they offer a little bit more, you know, of what I need and what I'm doing this for. So,
and you've got the photo room, you know, you've got photo room is available.
I love that. I use that all the time too. And like I said, it's such a flow that you get into when you're listening into them, and it keeps all your data. I miss that, you know, I miss that.
All right, let me ask a few questions.
Manually.
Let me ask questions about List Perfectly. When you transfer, like if everything's in eBay and you transfer it to List Perfectly, do you then go in and say, okay, I've got this on eBay and Mercari, and then from that point on, or do you need to end it to make it, you know, in List Perfectly so that you can cross list and use the end and all of that? Does it have, you know what I mean? I'm wondering though, if you transfer everything in there from eBay and then you mark, okay, this item is on eBay and Mercari, at that point, can you delete, or, you know, when it sells somewhere, delete from there, or do you have to start fresh? Do you have to end it on eBay and then make it start there?
No, you don't have to end it. If I'm understanding your question right, the way that I did it originally, I got on List Perfectly. I thought I'll try it a month, you know, how everybody does. And pretty much everything that I had was on eBay. And for the longest, even when I had List Perfectly for that first month or whatever, I was still listing on eBay. And most of my listings, I list on eBay and cross it over. I don't put it in the catalog and cross the other direction, if that makes sense.
Okay.
And so when I was doing it, or when I am doing it on eBay, it crosses over and then it just places it, you know, it says it's in eBay and all this kind of stuff. Well, from List Perfectly to my other platforms like Mercari, Etsy, you know, are the two main that I'm on right now. It throws your number into the inventory number in there. But when you do, like you hit your cross post, it'll pull it up and you've got it up in your keywords up there, you know, and you can just put that into your inventory manually if you want to.
Right.
The easiest and best way, and the way that they would suggest, I'm quite certain, is that you do all of your listing from List Perfectly and throw it into your platform.
But are you talking about from items that you have on now?
Yes.
Like as of now?
Yes.
Level, like the ones that are out there?
Yeah.
So for eBay, and then you're talking about linking them all together into List Perfectly, how they all know.
Right.
So I think you're right. You have to manually enter.
Right.
I think you can list everything from eBay in one shot. And then you got to go in and put in your manually. Do you do that, or will they go in and pull it with your?
You can. It may even have an update button, which frankly I haven't checked into. It may be where you can hit, just like you're selecting it to go to List Perfectly, and it may have an update button where you can just click that, and then it throws your number in there, and you don't have to do it.
Those are questions I have too, but because I'm only on Posh and eBay right now, I'm not so worried about. You know, but I know before with Vendoo, I had to go in and manually enter every single Poshmark listing with the number. It was a pain in the tuchus, you know. So I'm hoping that is cleared up. And I think List Perfectly, I believe they have something for that exact.
Where it'll do that.
Where it'll
the ideal is to do all of your templates and listing and all of that in List Perfectly and put it out there. That's the ideal. But
that's what I'm starting, and then that's it. So, but for people who have a big catalog like Rebel, that would be, you should give them a call. They'll probably be on a first name damn basis with you. They'll want it. I don't know why you're not calling them out. They'll be here next week, Rebel. Come on.
Well,
I want to perfectly get them on.
I need to get my stuff on there. So
you know what? I think it would take, because you have so much, Rebel. I think it would cut your listing process in half. Not even shitting you.
Probably so, yeah.
And I think that you'll do twice as much as you're doing now because you're a freaking machine anyways. But you know, like, you just have your way of doing it, and there's shorter ways to do it. And I'm telling you, get on the phone with them. They'll probably video chat with you. That chick, I can't remember her name, but I've seen her on a few people's channel. Claire. She's great. They're ready.
Yeah.
You know,
she's got all the answers.
Yeah, I need to do that when things settle down a little. But yeah, well, and then Amy said you have to manually link your listings that you've already done. And then there's no way for the software to know that one listing on Posh is the same that you have on eBay. You have to tell the software.
You have to manually do it. Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I had to do with Vendo, and that was totally fine. It was, like I said, it was a pain in the butt. I'm sure there's something a little easier, but I wonder why they can't pull from both. I don't know. I'm not a computer person. Where's Robert?
I know. Robert.
She put him on the block bidders list.
He's
gone.
Talking crazy, but yeah, just learn as we go, right, guys?
That's right.
Yeah, and that's Robert was just playing with it this week just to kind of see.
How does he like it?
He seems to think it's doable. It's just because we have so much.
Right.
I think, but like everybody else, if I could just get my stuff in there, it's going to change everything.
It will, 100%. Dramatically. You're going to be, yeah.
And if I can just get it,
cut your workday into like a 4-hour workday.
That's why I'm thinking, get everything from eBay in there. Then I would just delete everything off of all the other platforms and start fresh. You know what I mean?
Exactly what you do. Because what is it really? There, you know, those other platforms, I think outside of Etsy, maybe, I don't know. Anybody knows?
Etsy.
But still, no, really. I mean, they kind of want you to toss your inventory. They don't want it sitting. You know, so it's not like, well, it's been on there. You know, you probably should. And honestly, probably sell some stuff faster by doing it that way too. Yeah, I think that's the plan. That's the plan here with me. That's what I'm going to be doing. I have to because I want to do more, and I cannot do more like this. My mind does not allow me.
What platforms all are you on? I know you're on Poshmark and eBay.
Poshmark and eBay. And I have a lot more on Poshmark than I do on eBay, which is even crazy. So it's just like, I want to get everything over, finish, do it right.
Yeah.
But I think you got the right idea there, Rebel. Just list everything up there and freaking delete everything else.
That's the easiest way to start new.
Yeah. That's what I'm doing. You've just solved the world's mystery to me that has taken me a year and a half to figure out with this damn thing.
Elizabeth, are you just on eBay or do you list on like Etsy?
I have had a couple of things, just random stuff on Facebook, just local, bigger things. Okay. But I just actually opened a Poshmark account yesterday because I was catching up with Dan and Amy's videos, and I thought I'll just see if they have any of those shipping boxes left, but they didn't. So I started an account for that, but I don't have any plans to sell on any other platforms unless maybe Etsy. I think what because I'm not ever going to be a clothes seller, and I think Etsy is more along the lines of what I have, like a lot of ephemera and crafting supplies and things like that would fit me better. So if I ever do another platform, it'll be Etsy. But I don't really want to cross list. I don't have enough confidence in my discipline to keep it to not mess up. You know what I'm saying? So
you're talking about like manually doing it, not through a program or something.
Well, yeah, and I probably wouldn't do it through a program anyway because I don't have that much, and I think my husband would be like, "We don't need to spend that extra money."
Right. I look at it like that too. But like I said, if you're just wanting to do a little amount, it's still a really nice tool. Don't get me wrong, but I think it would, Elizabeth. You got a lot of stuff though to list, going forward. I think you should look into it. Maybe try it free for a month and set yourself up with like a weekly, a daily schedule of a couple listings a day and list into it and see how you do. You know, it's
If
a
I
free
was
trial.
if I was gonna do anything, I might go with, since I watch Dan and Amy a lot and I see them do Vendu and use it for their analytics. I think that would be
Vendu is really
helpful.
good. Like I said, I'm not hating on them at all. I need a complete shift.
Well, and Flip is free. Have you looked into
Right. I
Flip?
have not tried. I have not. Yeah.
It's free. So, I mean, if you're talking about a small volume of items, which you are, or what you believe is a small
I have 350.
item.
About 350 items right now. That's what's listed. I have,
Yeah,
you
but
want to do that with
that's
10 things.
250 items you've gotten up fairly quick though, Lizzie. Like that's you're climbing.
Well, I started out when I took over the store from my husband. We had 85 items in the store, and so I've gotten it up to 350.
That's great.
Well, and I definitely don't think I could go further without having something.
Really.
And in my Facebook group, I put, Elizabeth, that link right now that if you open up an Etsy account or if you're a current user, if you click on that, they're going to give you 100 free listings.
Oh, wow. Okay.
It's 20 cents per listing for 4 months on Etsy. So that's $20 you're saving. And, you get to test it, for the next 4 months and then, decide whether or not you want to keep it there. But those first 100 are free. And I started using it, and it was, even as a current user, it's giving me free listings.
Okay.
So
yeah,
it
I might look into that.
So
Etsy is probably the one I'm most interested in.
I've had some good sales on Etsy lately. I was on it when I very first started back in like 2018, I think, after, the first of the year. And I put some things on there and, did a few things here and there, but eBay was always my main jam or whatever. And then I just kind of closed all that out. That was prior to List Perfectly and all that. And shoot forward to today, I went back on Etsy probably, I want to say within the last month, and I've had several sales on there. I mean, I just started cross posting, and then they offered the free. So of course I'm going to do that because that's with existing accounts also.
And I think it's through the end of August. So you've got plenty of time to use it.
Well, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
That's a good, and you got a lot of craft stuff. Lizzie.
You have to use your listings by the end of August. Your free listings.
I think so. The 100 free.
Yes. But I think it has, unless I'm mistaken, I may have it mixed up with Macquarie or something, but I think they have a deactivate button on there. So if, for instance, if you went in and you listed your 100 and then you decided you didn't want to be on Etsy, there's a way to deactivate those listings without really losing them, and then you can reactivate them if you decide to stay on.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Like put them on hold, sort of.
And I might have misspoken on that, but I believe it's that way. So, I'm all about the frugal too.
Yeah.
I'm a Dave Ramsey fan.
Let's see how much money we can spend.
Oh, way. Yeah.
Jeez.
I know. All these little monthly fees, they all add up. And,
they do. They do. All the little tiny $3.99, $9.99. Then they get you on a 99 over here somewhere. You don't know where the hell it came from. Like, who's finding me? Keepers. I'm serious. I'm trying. So I don't know why I'm involved with anything of this $2.99 crap. It's not me.
Yeah, I'm trying when I do my end and sell similars on eBay to really pay attention because you every once in a while you click on the wrong button and all of a sudden you're getting charged $1.50, and this has been going for months. And you didn't realize it.
That's why I said
you put your description in that.
Let them do it.
Oh my gosh.
That has happened to me. Yeah, on an item that was worth nothing. And
I know. It's like, oh no.
Yeah.
Good times. All right, guys, I will be right back. I'm gonna look for this bathing suit.
Okay. Sorry, I had to leave a while ago. I heard a thud from somewhere in the house and I had to go make sure everything was okay. I went through here and Emily wasn't in the living room, and I went on around and she wasn't in her room, but we had because by the time I got around, she was right here and we had gone around the house because our house goes in a circle. So anyway, she's fine. She just needed a different movie. Anyway, so Beth says Flip is a nightmare. No one should use it.
The reason I suggested it was if you don't cross post, you might want to try something like that to see if cross posting is even beneficial to you, and then go to a paid program after that. Yeah, they're right.
Okay.
Yeah, I heard on Flip a few people were, no, I think that was something else. I'm in so many Facebook groups, but some of these other flipping tools, I don't think it was Flip though, but they opened up eBay and all of a sudden eBay was you were getting suspended because eBay was catching that it was some kind of backdoor something. So yeah. But the thing with like List Perfectly and them, we have total control of what's going on eBay from there. So it's not against terms of service or anything. Mm-hmm. But yeah, some of these bots are though. Mm-hmm. But yeah.
Yeah, I guess I'm just one of those people that because of the family I have in the background and everything, I don't know. We're just not cross-listers, I guess. My father-in-law's been doing eBay for like as long as Rebel has, and he just does eBay, and he wheels and deals, just like locally, but he just does eBay. And so my husband started the eBay store, kind of, because his dad sort of showed him how to do it, and then he was getting tired of doing it, so I took it over, but it's still in his name and everything, and I guess because I'm in a different situation, I'm really at this moment just kind of, I'm not doing it because I have to. I don't need it to pay the bills. I'm just doing it because I thought it would be a good motivating thing to earn enough money to renovate the kitchen, because we're Dave Ramsey people too. So we're debt free. We're not going to go borrow money to do anything. And, so I'm not trying to tell anybody not to cross this. I'm just saying that for me personally, it makes me nervous because I always hear stories about, this item sold, within minutes of each other, on 2 different places. So I had to cancel one. And, that I'm like, I don't want to have to cancel. I had to cancel one thing not too long ago because my daughter threw it away.
Oh, no.
It was such a dumb thing anyway. But, anyway, I offered the buyer something else in exchange, and he's like, no, just go ahead and cancel. It's okay. He's like, oh, shoot,
And then you choose buyer chose cancel.
Buyer chose, yeah, which is the only way I'll do that. So I have heard a very big person tell people to just do it. And I'm like, no, I'm not going to do that. So anyway.
Yeah, I had a basket that was clothing items before we started doing clothing. And so I think it had like this purse in there, this kid's plush purse in it. And I think when I took that basket, I did something with that purse. And of course, it sold this past month and I could not find it. But I did the right thing and said, lost or out of stock or whatever it was. So I've got that little hit. But I'm not going to be that person who, says, probably that dress.
You got to own up to your own mistake.
I own up to it because, it's here. I know it is because the clothes came over here and then I redid them to put in our new system. Right. We have like the daily refinement system where all the clothing items are sequential and they get put in boxes sequentially, where my eBay stuff's not that. My eBay stuff is helter skelter. But, it worked when I had 500 items, but now that you got 9,000.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
I can't imagine. It was like, where did she put all this stuff?
Owning up to your own mistakes. There's a lot of, that's a good thing. I think, is it Dave Ramsey that recommends a book? He used to recommend a book called QBQ, Question Behind the Question. I don't know if you've read that, but it's just a little book, and it just basically reiterates the fact that you need to take responsibility for your own actions. And
move forward.
Don't blame it on anybody else. It's just you.
Just do it.
Yeah.
All right.
Now let me ask. I don't know. Anybody on here know a lot about Ray Dunn? Because I'm having a problem with this, because isn't Ray Dunn, when it just says magenta, isn't that vintage? That's before everything got labeled Ray Dunn. I think. I could be wrong, But then I can't figure out how do I price this, because if you put in magenta chug mug, you get all of them because they all going to say Ray Dunn. So is this one worth more because I think it's vintage or before Ray Dunn?
And I can't speak to that. I haven't sold any. To tell
I'm
you the
hoping
truth. I haven't
somebody
listened to
Jan
their
and Chuckey
sold any, so I don't know.
have sold Ray Dunn. I've heard them talk about it, but I've never even heard of the brand until I heard it from them.
I should
see,
ask
now
my
Noelle
daughter.
is
She's got a lot
saying-
listed.
I know Noelle is saying magenta is the Target version.
That's what I
Oh,
thought.
okay.
I mean, I
So
didn't
this
want to answer that,
isn't.
but that's what I thought. But
I thought if it just said
Noelle,
magenta,
stop
it
yelling
was,
at us.
I know,
We can
Noelle.
All caps is yelling.
she has to yell. We talk a lot.
Oh, well, now see, Beth is saying it's more than Target. See, this is why coffee mugs. I don't know, but I paid $1 for it. You know,
For
Was
that,
it
you
Nothing else.
just use
at
it
Ross?
copy
I mean, like Ross and Home Goods. Did they carry something like
know.
that? Or
I don't know. I just saw this and I thought I read somewhere like there's a birdhouse or something that if it says magenta on the bottom, it's like $1,000 or something crazy.
I think Gemini Thrift sold one of those. If you you watch her,
I watch so many people. I don't know if I get the names.
it's been a while. I think it's been about a year ago, but she sold one and it surprised her. She paid like $2 for it, and it ended up auctioning for around $9.90.
Wow.
Yes,
Which
Noelle
I
is a rock
can't even
star.
imagine. I was like,
They're listed anywhere from 10 to 20.
I
right
know.
now.
Maybe I'll do let's see, I paid $1. We'll do a $4.99 auction and see what happens. I'm all about. I think I've got 4 auctions going right now because I just don't know. Don't know about stuff that I find
There's
sometimes.
only one sold in the last 90 days for $6.99.
But yeah, when I looked at that, I think it says Ray Dunn on the bottom.
Oh, so it's different than what you have.
See, yeah, it's different. So I don't know.
Hmm.
Yeah. Oh.
I like the shape of that, the kind of oval shape.
mm-hmm.
It's unique.
Lori, do you know anything about Ray Dunn at all?
And the pottery person, the potter.
Yeah.
I know she's a chick, and I thought it was.
That's good. That's more than I know.
I forever thought it was a boy, and it's a girl. I know that much, but there's some Ray Dunn pottery that's worth a lot of money out there. Like
Right.
But what's the
But a
question?
lot of it is I think somebody said it's like TJ Maxx and Ross and all of them. She's really
It's TJ Maxx and Ross and a lot, but there's some that who was I watching not too long ago that had sold maybe it was on Nurse Flipper's channel. I don't remember, but she sold a Ray Dunn mug or something that was signed different. Actually, Ray Dunn talked to her and said, yes,
I remember something like that.
You remember that?
Mhm.
Confirmed that it was an older pottery piece and where she did it at.
Right.
So there are some I would look up the signatures, like how they're signed.
Well, and Noelle is saying that it's not necessarily, going to have a signature or whatever too.
Right. That's what I'm saying. I think the one maybe didn't have a signature, maybe a date, maybe a number. I don't know.
Yeah.
I just think it's worth the research, Why
Yeah,
not?
It's hard to research when everything says Ray Dunn and yours does not,
Yeah.
but it's Ray Dunn.
Right.
I don't know.
There's got to be some Facebook groups, I'm sure.
I'll
There's
have to-
probably,
Yeah, there's probably a lot of them. Yeah.
right.
Well, and like I think it was
Ray Dunn
Beth that said,
following.
you end up storing it and it takes up a lot of room, and she's right.
Well, and I'll tell you what,
have to
I
kind
have-
of weigh that out.
I have a couple Ray Dunn bunny spatulas.
There you go.
Like, what the?
Why?
Why do I have these bunny spatulas? I don't know, but I have them, and they're new, and they're a new item that probably was just in some free stuff, but they've been sitting for clearly 2 years, so I understand. And they're newer TJ Maxx stuff, But it was one of those things. There was double. I had 2 of them. So, of course, you're going to list both of them. Why not?
Yep. Sometimes it's good to find stuff, even if it's cheap and there's 2 of them, it's one listing.
That's what, yeah, exactly. That's where my brain goes. But we'll see. I don't know. My picking skills have gotten a little better. Yeah, right.
I haven't been.
It has to. Yeah,
I've done a little bit of
Somebody does something. I just love it. I buy it.
that's right.
My phone thinks I'm talking to it. All of a sudden, it's like, Google. Google.
So I sold a leather dress, y'all.
Wow.
I know. Remember Wilson?
Leather at 100 degrees outside.
Really? Oh, yeah.
I know. I'm touching it like, oh.
Remember on Friends when Ross had the leather pants? Remember that episode of Friends?
Oh,
Lori, did you ever see Friends?
Yeah.
And Ross had leather pants.
And I found the dress. That was my point to this, is that the dress was in the right inventory spot.
Good job.
Is it in there? Like, is it hiding? I don't know what I'm going to do about that. I'm ending everything today. Today, it ends. This is the last time I will search for a damn thing ever and ever, ever. Not to mention, I'm organized. How does this happen, right?
It just does. I was going through some of my boxes, I think a couple of days ago or whatever, and I had gotten to the section where I had a lot of salt and pepper shakers, which I actually sell a bunch of those things. I mean, not unusual stuff, it's just unreal what I sell. And so I was going through all of them and everything, and all of a sudden I picked up this little Ziploc, and I thought, what are these 3 pigs doing in here? Oh yeah, that's right, I had to cancel that about a year ago.
Oh, you found out.
But it looked like pottery, it looked like all of that. So that's one good thing about going through your inventory.
Right. Well, I just did it not too long ago. Obviously, I didn't do it good enough.
It's there.
It's here. It's here somewhere.
It's
I'm
there.
telling you, I must have pulled it. I had to have pulled it for a measurement. I bet you it's sitting right here on my desk.
Probably.
The thing I end up losing and finding years later are library books.
Oh,
I lose a library book.
Like,
Pay for it. 3 years later, I find it buried in a box of stuff.
yeah, that $25
How
book. Our library, if I keep it, I keep my receipts. If I take it back, they'll pay it. They'll take the book back and they'll give us
Ours
our
will
money
do that
back.
if you find it within like a couple of months. But I
Ours
found it like 2 or
does
3 years later.
There's no, because I asked them, is there an expiration on that? And they said, no, that's good.
That's great. Yeah.
I might find it.
Yeah.
See, eBay knows no season. Sold a wool scarf to someone in Hawaii yesterday.
There you
I've
go.
sold 2 winter coats this month so far.
Wow.
2. It's just like crazy. So, it's true. List it because somebody may be going to the other part of the world that's
right.
winter right now. So, yep. I don't hold stuff seasonal or whatever. If it ends up at my feet getting ready to be listed, it's going to get listed. So it's just
I wanted to
easier
ask
for
Beth,
me.
what does HTF mean? Does that mean hard to find?
Hard to find. Mhm.
Okay, that's what I thought. I just want to be sure.
I like this comment. Look, my glasses are hard to find and they're sitting on my head. I have gone looking for my phone while talking on my phone.
Okay.
You are my people. You are my people.
You guys, I have to tell you this. Okay, you would think glasses on your head. I usually try not to one up people, but you guys have to hear the story. When I first, because y'all know I was a Disney character 30 years, and my very first, after I got out of training, I did a show called Here Come the Muppets, and we were in rehearsal for that. We got to meet Jim Henson and everything. This is when he was still living.
Oh, wow.
But we were in rehearsal for this show, and we were getting dressed, and we were all ready to do a run. And I was like, and I looked at the costume person and I said, where's my head? I can't find my head. And she looked around. She's like, I don't know. I don't see it either. I already had it on. I was looking and I even said it to the costuming person. You would think one of, because I think at some point I was like, I can't find.
Oh, it's there.
I'm so bad. This is what Robert's done. this is my key to my building
Oh,
Yeah.
and my car keys. They both have a tile on it. And so when I lose them, I just have to hit an app on my phone and it
There you
starts
go.
ringing me.
Nice.
But that's the only
Nice.
reason why the only thing I use my smartwatch for is find my phone. Find my phone because I've laid it down somewhere and I cannot find it. It's the only thing I use it for. I'm the
So that's
worst.
called an Apple AirTag. Is that what she says?
Yeah, I don't think it's just called a tile because I don't do
Okay.
Apple. So it's just
Okay.
a tile, and he bought two or three of them. And my important things like car keys. I mean, I wish I could find them for my glasses. At least for the most part, I keep them around my neck for the most part during the day, so I don't lose them.
I have to go
Yeah,
get
something
glasses
like that.
at some point soon. My eyesight is just going. It's
Poor
frustrating.
Robert. He's had 2 injuries. One, RJ, when he was a baby, kicked him in an eye. And then, he does martial arts and somebody accidentally got him in the other eye. So he's had cataract surgeries twice now, and one of them is failing. So more than likely, he's going to have cataract surgery again this year.
Oh my
But
goodness.
now he has to wear a face mask when he does martial arts.
Yeah, you don't want to mess around with something like your vision.
No.
Yeah, nope. Yeah, Beth, I don't do hard to find or rare in my listings. Uh-oh.
That's me. Hold on a second. It's
she's
all
popular.
shit fire, guys. I don't know where I'm at. Oh, there we are. Okay. It's my daughter. I'll be right back.
I'm determined to get something done today, but I was trying to. The other
I told
computer.
Rhonda, I think the best use of my time right now is cross list because I can just go ahead and send 10 on its way. And then as I get time, I'll go ahead and finish them. But have I done it yet? Here we're 1 hour in and I have not done it yet.
What have I done?
Nothing.
I figured I would
Maybe
use
we
the other
need to change
computer
it to just
on
the
my plug.
hangout instead of working.
Yeah. We give up on the working part.
No,
of this.
right.
But I think, when we're talking about things and issues and different stuff, that can be helpful for
I
people.
think so. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And answering questions and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Well, and
I
a
don't know
lot
the
of
answer to
times,
the questions, but I can help
times-
ask them. So y'all can answer.
exactly. Yeah. A lot of times, I mean, it'll be something that I already knew, but that I kind of had put in the back of my mind. It's like, yeah, that's right. That's a good idea. And I'll read the chat or be in the chat, and think, oh yeah, I needed to be reminded about that,
Yep. Yep.
So I was a little late coming on because we had to take our neighbor to the pharmacy, but I missed the intro. Rhonda, did you tell everybody about yourself and anything?
No, I'm so
Rebel.
bad. No,
Did she do
we
that
were waiting
now?
on. We were waiting on you.
That's what it was. Yeah.
Blame it on me. But I would love to hear more about you, like where you're from and
Okay.
about your setup behind you
I can
and
do.
all that
I
stuff.
can do that. I reside in northern Mississippi. I'm just over the Memphis, Tennessee line. That's where we are.
Okay.
Can you tell by my accent? Yeah. I'm in the area that I was born in. I was born in Memphis, actually. And
I drove through there in April. We'll have to
yeah,
talk.
no, I saw that. And I thought, oh man, that would have been great. I could have shown her around. Yeah. You were on your way somewhere else.
I was
But
just on my way home.
yeah, basically, I have not been a reseller that long, in general at all. I come out of a estate liquidation background now. But I was a stay-at-home mom. We homeschooled. We did all of those things. I've got a 41-year-old, almost 41-year-old daughter. And so we did all of that. That's what we did. I divorced in 2000 and had never really, I'd always been busy. You know how moms do. They sell a little of something like this, that craft item or something, those kind of things I had done. And I'd helped single moms in my church organize their homes and, things like that, and done a little pocket money with that. But basically, I had not had a job since high school. And even that was, just a little counter clerk or whatever. And bottom line is, I went to worked for a Lifeway Christian store, and I got hired in as their administrative associate, which like does all the ordering for the store and all of that kind of stuff, because somebody knew that I was organized, and that's what I did. And so I did that for a little while. After that, I opened a white glove residential cleaning company and did mostly residential, a lot of it commercial and things like that. And we ended up, when I sold that business to my two lead techs in 2012. And we were the largest non-franchised in the area and the fourth largest cleaning company at all. And my daughter and I started that and did all of that. So once I did that, about a year before that, I already had keys to my customers' homes, things like that. They always trusted my company, all this. They knew I was organized, that type of thing. And I had one of my customers come to me and say, my mother has passed away. Would you be willing to come in and help me organize things for a sale? I said, sure. And I had a team of 18 that were cleaning houses. I wasn't actively cleaning at the time, so I could go and do something like that and shoot forward through that. I ended up helping her with that, and then just kind of word of mouth, through my church and things like that, different civic organizations that I was a member of and all of that. I had people that were asking me to do the same thing. And you don't have to, in my state, I don't know about others, but you don't really have to be licensed to do that. But, of course, I was insured and all of that. So I just did it as an umbrella business from my cleaning company. So when I actually sold the cleaning company, I still owned that portion of my company. And I went forward as an estate liquidator, and I opened a thrift shop. And what I would do is buy out estates from other companies, because I knew that they had to clear it to the walls just like I did. And I would buy that and I would liquidate it to my thrift store. And I had like 5,000 square feet there. And I would do that and had people, a lot of resellers to buy from me, and just got to talking and kind of got into that culture a little bit. And I ended up selling the thrift store inventory and things like that, and moved into doing the private sales again. And then I retired from that basically about 2 years ago to move in with my grandchildren. They had lived with, or my children and grandchildren, they had lived with me for 4 years. We had liquidated their home. We all decided we liked living together. I'm single, I've been single for a long time. It was like, I like being around my grandkids. And so basically today, that's where I am. I'm a retired liquidator. I still get phone calls and things, but I go in and I actually do the other side of that. I go in and I purchase volume, kind of like Noelle does. I go in and I purchase volumes of things, and that's what I list online, and all of my selling is online now. So that's basically who I am.
Very
So
nice.
if you purchase a volume of things, do you get to pick and choose, cherry pick what you want to sell online?
I just
or
tell
do
them
you end
that's
up
how I
with-
do.
Okay,
I tell them
you
that's how I
don't
do.
get
I still get phone calls from people. I've been referred by so and so. And I say, well, I don't. I even have that on my answering, machine or whatever on my phone, my voicemail, and I just tell them I don't do this, but I would be interested in coming in if that's something that you want to do. But if you need to have a full out estate sale, this is who you need to talk to, because there's a huge volume of people out there that kind of fall between the cracks in the estate liquidation. There are a lot of companies around here, and it's not different around here than it is anywhere else. There are a lot of state companies that if they don't have the profit capability themselves of making like clearing 10 to 15,000 their profit, which usually it's like a 30% is what you take. I took 35. But if they don't have that, they don't take on the estate. Well, you've got the little grandmas, that have lost their spouse, or they're moving into, a downside situation or something like that. They need help too. And so those were primarily the estates that I chose to take, were the ones that were kind of in the middle. I could do the real high dollar ones. I could do the, where I just went in and bought the whole estate. There was several times that I went in and said, look, this is what I would offer you. You need to get some other estate companies in here and see what they will offer. And then if you want to take my offer, this is what I'll offer, And I did that at that time that I had the thrift store. And so I would liquidate everything to my thrift store. But a lot of the inventory I've got right now, I'm like, Noelle, I've got a 10 by 20 that is stacked. And then I've got all this junk over here. That is the last of my inventory from my thrift store because I pulled out some before I put it up for sale and, sold the volume of the remainder or whatever. So that's kind of where I am right now. I live in a mother-in-law's wing. We call it Gigi's bungalow. I'm Gigi. And I've got I can hear Marjorie, my 3-year-old upstairs. She just so y'all hear her.
So are you in a basement right now? Because I see the slant of the roof, and I thought maybe you were in like a loft.
I'm in a garage. I've got the garage. I've got a heated and cooled garage. It was just a God thing when we ended up finding this house. It was exactly what we needed. We found it within 24 hours of my house that I'd been in for 30 years selling, and we had to be out in 10 days. And I liquidated my house. We got it moved, because I'm an estate liquidator. That's what we did. My daughter's over there. What are we going to do? I said, we're going to sell everything, just like I always do. So we did all of that. And, and so what I've got here, about 2/3 of the 20 by 20 garage is stuff that I've brought here that didn't fit into that 10 by 20. And that's what I've got. And just slowly but surely, I'm selling off the other. I sell it through a variety of means, because I've still got a following. I have people that love to come to my yard sales and all of that. And I sell a lot of things at reseller prices because I bought it for pennies. I mean, I could clear out a house, a 4,000 square foot house of anything that was left over and pay $100 for it, So
yeah, I have a friend who used to here locally that used to do very similar to that. I think she's retired now. She's closed her shop because it was a lot. It is big. It's a lot of physical labor too. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah. And I'm 62.
So your eBay store, how many? I'll interview you for a second. So how many listings do you have in your eBay store?
Not quite 3,000 right now.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah.
And you've been doing eBay for how long? Just a couple years. Like, did you do eBay all along?
Late, it was like November of 2017. I had gone to the bin store. I've got 2 bin stores within 20 minutes either direction of me. There's one in Memphis and then there's one in Hernando, Mississippi, which is about 15 minutes for me. And so I randomly went in there. I didn't even know what they were. Go figure. I knew what real Goodwills were or whatever. I walked in there and I found this little it was all one piece. Honray, it's ANRI. It's an Honray nativity. And I went, I know what Honray is. Went up there. They sold it to me for $2, if I remember right. Brought it home and I thought, okay, I've been thinking about going on eBay. Let's just put this on auction. I ended up selling it for $200. So I said, oh, I'm hooked. I like eBay.
Okay, girls.
I could have done that, in an estate situation, but as a private person not hosting estate sales, I might not have, gotten that audience or whatever. And now I sell some on Facebook Marketplace. We've got a good place that they can pick up. We do porch pickup a lot of times, that type of thing, because we're always here anyway, and we just make it convenient for people. I do some there, but I do Etsy. I've got a Macari platform that I use, and then eBay is my main thing that I do.
So in your office there, is this where you, I heard you say you have another storage unit, but is this where you do your photos?
This is where I do everything.
What's your setup like? Yeah, give us
I can do this where I don't bump you around too much. That's my pile that I'm working on right now. Actually, a lot of that's empty. Yeah, it looks awful, but
hey, that's the life, that's what it's all about.
Right. My photo area is here so that I can be at my desk where I'm sitting right now. This is where I do my work. I can do that, and then I can just turn my office chair around, do my photos, turn back around, because most of what I do sitting now. I've got arthritis, so I keep things smaller than a bread box. But then I have a window that's right here, and I can watch my grandchildren play.
Oh, nice. And how many grandchildren do you have?
I've got
And what are their
4.
ages?
I've got a girl that is going to be 14 at the end of July. I've only got one daughter, so these are my grandkids. I've got twin boys that are 10, and I've got Marjorie that's a redheaded 3-year-old.
Oh,
And I
awesome.
said redheaded for a reason. So she's me. I was redheaded, so I can say that. But yeah, it's a lot of fun. My son-in-law is a great guy, and I can be here because he works really odd hours and odd type of situation. So I can be here. My daughter homeschools the children. I can help with that, and so it's just very, very good for all of us. We've enjoyed it.
That's great. Mm-hmm. I love it.
I've always wanted to open up one of those pop-up consignment sales, but I just think twice a year you could do it. But because I'm believe it or not, I'm really organized as far as my listed inventory. But yeah, I think I'm getting too old for it. So, but that's my thing. And I'm closing my booth at the end of the month.
I was wondering if you had actually closed it. We closed one about March, I think it was. My daughter and I we actually had 2, and we closed it because it's like, I can do this from home. you know,
I use it just to get rid of the stuff that I've bought that just I didn't want to list. I've changed my mind, or it was a bulk buy, and it's just. So now I'm going to have to rethink that. What am I going to do with this stuff? That was the only reason why I started it. But the last 2 months I've had to pay. I'm not even making enough to pay booth rent. So.
Well, in your rural area, and I'm where I can have a yard sale. I can decide on Wednesday, hey, to my daughter Samantha, I said, you want to have a yard sale Saturday? Yeah, we do. We just put out an ad and we throw things out on the table. We've got a different situation here. So
I don't. Yeah, we're way
here
out.
in my area. I could just put up a sign. I wouldn't even have to advertise. There's enough traffic.
They would too, except they take the signs down.
Oh no!
They have a code thing. Yeah.
Oh goodness.
Yeah, where I used to live, you had to have a permit to have a yard sale, and you could only have 3 a year.
Yeah.
But we're only allowed 2 a year. But I can put up signs, but I go back and take them down because we have good sturdy signs, and I go back and before I get all my tables put in, if my husband's home, I said, go pick up the signs because I hate to be that person who's following yard sale signs and they're already done. Yeah. I want the signs up before I am in the house that I can, be there if anybody has to come by.
That's annoying. You follow a sign, especially because I'm in the rural area. You drive
you're out in the middle of nowhere.
20 minutes and there's nothing. Nothing.
I love that you've got estate sales, is it just the one company that does it starting on Wednesday?
Like they do. And see, the thing with them though is it's only Wednesday night is only for their Facebook followers.
Gotcha.
So when they advertise, it starts Thursday.
I see.
So, but I don't think they have one today because I noticed in her last post, she was like, see you in a couple of weeks. So I'm not even going to get to go to one today. I'm going to be good. I'm not going to source too much this weekend. I may just stay.
That's what I'm doing. I'm like, why am I sourcing?
I really
believe in that you should always source. You do need to be moving your inventory out, and this is my full-time job.
But right now, we all should be sourcing as much as we can. It's just I'm content to spend, 1 weekend just trying to clear out and make space because I've actually made a dent in my incoming. And I just put up like 7 new shelves. So I have an unheated side or uncooled side of my building right now. And then I have my heated and cooled side of my building. So I think I'm going to move anything that's not plush to this new side so that I can make more room for my plush on that side because bears and rabbits are killing me because I keep them by genre. So all my bears, I just fill a basket. And then as I make space, I put more in there. But I'm running out of room because I buy way too many bears and rabbits.
And out of your store, out of your 9,000 listings or whatever, I mean, you've got like 80% plush, or what are your percentages on?
Probably about 6,000 is plush.
Okay. Yeah.
So, you know, Robert's doing this whole clothing thing. So, you know, about 1,000 is clothing.
Yeah.
But this year we bought a whole lot of non-plush, non-clothing stuff too. And thank goodness, because like this week I've sold a lot of non-plush. I sell a lot of plush, but I've sold a whole lot of non-plush, and you know, all of it's adding up.
Well, I'm like everybody else. I started out with clothing. I mean, a lot of people, not everybody, but a lot of people start out with clothing because it's easy. It's easy to ship,
that's what
all
I
of
did.
that kind of stuff, you know. See, and my interest and my passion has always been the hard goods, the vintage hard goods, the antique hard goods, you know, those type of things, because I was always a collector first from the time I was 14, you know. So it's like, buy what you know. Why are you buying what you don't know that you have to learn about? You can learn about it later, you know, do what you know. And so probably about 18 months to 2 years ago, I got rid of all of my clothing. I just sold it to some, you know, that I met at the bins, and I said, look, come over here. I'll sell these by the bag to you, you know, or whatever. And all I did was take out certain accessories, certain hats. Every so often I'll do a pair of shoes. I know I'll walk by, you know, all kinds of money on purpose, because I know there are other people that do that, and that's what their living is. And I don't have the same kind of living needs that they do. So I let them have the $100 shoes and the $300 coat and, you know, things like that, because there are people that are doing that. And I've enjoyed paring it down to what I enjoy listing. I mean, I'll sit there and I'll list 100 little golden books, and you know, I mean, that's what I'm doing today. I bought some at the Goodwill bookstore recently, and you know, I've got a stack of them like this, and I'll just put them out there. I sell them for $8.99 to $16.99 plus shipping all day long. Doesn't matter how.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to start watching for them, because
Yeah.
I know there were a few that were like high dollar. I remember once upon a time looking it up, but I've just kind of not been paying attention till you. So I'm gonna have
Real
to
good bread and butter all day long. You slide that right in a padded and send it off.
No, Noelle, I'm the same way. I keep saying I really need to hire somebody, but then it's like, what would I give up? What of these jobs would I give up?
Once you start working with List Perfectly, you'll know. You'll be able to drill down easier on what to give to people to do, for sure.
My daughter offered yesterday to help me do research. She's like, Mom, if you'll just.
Uh-oh. She stalled.
She froze.
She froze.
And I was like, I should take. Uh-oh. What happened? Did y'all hear me?
You're back. You're back.
You stalled.
Oh, goodness.
Of course, you had the funniest face going during the call.
It always is.
All I said was that yesterday my daughter offered to do research for me. She's like, Mom, if you would just give me a stack of books, she said, I can look it up and see what you could price them at. So I may take her up on that.
Easy idea. Yeah. Robert says he's going to really start hunkering down on the clothes. Famous last words, Robert, if you're listening.
Where is he again? He's not doing the clothes, right?
He's not doing the clothes. He's done better this week, but I just keep adding to the piles, because as I'm undoing my piles, I'm finding bags of clothes to add to his piles.
Throw over there.
But
did you go back and watch that video where you showed his pile? Did you see what he did to that?
Believe me, he actually does show me a lot of the stuff before he actually releases it on what he's doing, because he's so funny. That man is funny. I'm not funny.
You're way funny. Y'all are both funny. In a good kind of way.
Yeah, he's hilarious. He's so quick. He's very quick-witted, where, you know, I'll come up with funny stuff, but it took me a minute or two to think it through.
But that's what makes what would be a mundane job. That's what makes it fun.
Mm-hmm.
Whether you have a spouse that's doing it with you or you have other people like we are, that you can share that funny stuff with, because it's like you don't have to tell the whole story. You can say, well, I had this person call me, and it's like, oh yeah, we know all about that.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot of fun, and you can have fun with it. So
I was telling Rhonda before the show, when I got divorced, I thought my ideal partner, if I do this again, is somebody who stays home and is self-employed and does this with me. And it didn't start that way when we got married. We both had our own jobs, but within probably a year or so, we decided, okay, let's do this. Let's make this a reality. And it's been fun, because not many people can spend all day with a spouse and still have fun and not be mad at each other at the end of the day. Yes, Noelle, he's very quick and very funny.
Okay, girls, I just got that call is from my daughter.
No.
At the hospital right now. Ooh. So I'm gonna call her back. I couldn't understand her and she was breaking up, but she just messaged me. I thought that's what she said. So I'm gonna handle that. I don't know what's going on. I'm sure everything is fine. It's her calling me, so that's a plus.
Yes.
Let's add one more thing to the docket.
Yes. Be okay. We will say your prayers for you.
Absolutely.
Thanks, guys. I'm sorry. I hate to have to do this.
That's all right. Family first, right?
That's right. You bet.
Sorry, girls. Right.
Be safe.
Yeah. See, I already see one comment here. I wouldn't want my spouse home all the time.
That's not my ex-husband, is it?
It depends on what I need done. If I really need some help with
stuff,
really. I'm like, stay off. But if I need to get some stuff done myself, I'm like, please go to work.
No, right.
Work late.
Yeah. He's a lot of times I'm down here working where he does all my editing for videos, and this week we made quite a few videos, so he spends a lot of time upstairs on his computer doing the video editing. So unless we're making a video down here, he's not down here very often. And I get up early and work where he likes to stay up late, and then that's when he'll come down here and do his stuff. He just puts a headphone on, and he's listening to his podcasts.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah,
we don't really cross paths even during the day for the most part, except he cooks me breakfast, he cooks me lunch. A lot of times
he's a keeper.
Dinner. The keeper of the upstairs.
Awesome.
Hey, that works.
It does.
Well, so we got a few things. Wrong says unlisted inventory wise, I'm ready for garage sale season to be over. So do you mean you've got enough now? The temptations of the garage sale. I know, I feel you, because my husband had said to me a few weeks ago, he's like, please just try not to bring anything else home until you process what you've already got. And so I even went to, if I see a yard sale sign, it's like, I'm going to turn the car, I have to stop. And this lady offered me a good deal. They were trying to close up. And she's like, well, you can have all the rest of the DVDs. How about $5 for all of them? And I was like, and I was headed to the car to get my money. And I was like, no, I can't. I promised my husband and God that I would not bring it home. But then, of course, I turn around. Did I tell y'all from the estate sale? Have we? Oh yeah, that was just a week ago. So I don't think I have told y'all on here. Last Wednesday, I had been to an estate sale the previous weekend, and I bought a few books. Bought some Sears catalogs and everything.
Yeah.
And so on Wednesday, right after this live, I was sitting down to eat lunch with Emily, and I got a phone call, and it was the lady I know from the Historical Society who helps the estate sale company owner. And she's like, we're cleaning out. We've got all these books. Do you want them? And I was like, how many is there? It was like 25 bags of books, but I'm not going to turn down free, because even there could be the biggest treasure in the world could be, there might be one book to, that would be worth making, worth my time.
That's right.
So I was like, okay. So then I ended up getting some free plastic shelves and some other odds and ends too. Oh, and then I bought this old hair dryer, which is kind of rusted on the back, but I did buy it because I asked when I was on the phone, I asked if they still had it left. And I said, would you take 5 for it? Because she had originally wanted 20. She's like, yeah, I'll take 5 for it. So I think I can at least flip that.
Is it one of the hood ones?
Yes,
the hood?
yeah.
Do you know that people recycle those? They wire them and they make lamps out of them.
Oh, fun. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right. It's
So
going
if
to be
you can
kind of
hook
a bear
into
to
something
ship.
like that. Yeah.
I may put it on Facebook first.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I thought about first just contacting. I have a friend who's in theater, and just to find out if they want anything like that for a prop,
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah,
but I don't know
a lot of things when I had my thrift store.
Paint it. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's a fun thing. I think why it didn't get sold is because it is kind of rusty on the back, and I don't know if you can paint over that or fix that at all. But
Probably could. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. So I haven't decided what I'm going to do with it yet.
That's cool.
But
yeah.
I figured for $5 it'd be worth picking up because it's such a fun, unique piece. And I didn't realize till I got it home that it's in its original box with a owner's manual.
So, oh wow! Yeah.
It's fun.
And if you can't sell them together, you can part it. You can sell the manual.
I did put a picture of it on Rebel's. What is your group? Facebook group.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that's cool. Now, do you only sell when you get ready to list your books and things like that? Do you do things that are geared toward junk journals?
I will. Yeah, I haven't yet. I absolutely will. I've got scrapbook supplies that someone gave me. I had a friend who had a health scare a couple years ago, and she's like, I'm not going to scrapbook anymore. And do you want all my stuff? And she wouldn't take any money for it. She said, no, seriously, it'll just help me if you'll come and get it so that I can clear it out of my house, because she was worried. She was worried that she was going to die, and she has elderly parents, and she didn't want them to have to deal with her stuff. Mm-hmm. And so it helped her for me just to come and get it. Well, so it helped her, but my family were like, what are you going to do with this? So it sat around for a while, and then finally Katie, my daughter, helped me get it sorted. And then it still sat around for a while, and I kept telling my husband, I'm going to sell it. I just have to figure out how. Well, at the time, I didn't know I was going to take over the eBay store. Finally, it all came together, and I retired from Disney, and he was ready to quit eBay. And I said, let me take it over, and that's how I'll sell the scrapbook stuff. And so that's what I've been doing. And I've sold a lot of stickers and albums, stuff like that. I had to get some special boxes and things, shipping supplies, because 12 by 12 albums and paper is not that easy to ship, and it's heavy. So I had to get special boxes and things for that. But it's good. It's going well.
A lot of times if I buy, like you're talking about the 20 or get the 25 bags or whatever, there'll be some that's all torn up in there or whatever. And I cut those up and I just put them into lots. I can sell parts of books a lot. Yeah. I'm a purist. I like to preserve the book, if I can. It doesn't matter whether it's old or not. I don't care. It can be produced yesterday. I don't really want to destroy something like that. But if it's destroyed itself over time, man, I sell a lot of that stuff. And I do a lot
I have dust jackets of books.
Mm-hmm.
I used to be in charge of book sales at our library. And so sometimes there would be just random book jackets that would come, and there would be no book to go. Well, I couldn't throw that away. So I still have a lot of that stuff at home. And I'm thinking, that's perfect for junk journals.
Absolutely.
And stuff.
I do that. I mean, when I've cut up the books, I take the covers, I keep those, and I put them into a cover lot, and I'll do like 5 of them.
Okay. Neat.
Yeah, people use those.
Good.
Did you give us a link to your store last week? I think you did, and I think I looked. Did I follow it?
I think Robert was supposed to put. I think Robert's put it in. I don't know if it's the store or if it's her YouTube
channel. I think you went to my channel.
Well, do you have a YouTube channel too, or just a?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Oh, you
it's
do?
under the same name. Got junk in our trunk.
Oh, I
She
did.
does the
I did it
musical.
for
I
short.
think
The
you did that
musical.
one during the
I did.
live. I think. Yeah.
I did. So my friend Storm is here. Storm reads. Everybody say hi to Storm. She is a booktuber like me, and we
cool.
hosted reading challenges
been in
together.
most-
and stuff like
She
that.
comes into the lives quite often, I think.
Well, she heard me talking about reselling, and she had been already thinking about getting back into it. She's had an eBay account for a long time, and she was so now she has started reselling and just selling. Well, I say reselling. She started selling some of her stuff that she's collected and things like that. So I don't know if she's gotten into the whole, sourcing out from other places or not.
Reseller.
Yeah.
All right. Noelle says she's going to be having her first Whatnot auction. Noelle, I said I wasn't going to do Whatnot, but Bolo Buddy sent me a thing saying she recommended me for Whatnot. So I did. Well, Robert helped me do the application and everything. I sent them my YouTube channel. I sent them links to my store. They turned around and they want video. I don't know. And I'm like, I don't want to keep putting a whole bunch of effort
You
into
have
this
a whole channel full of video. Why can't they look at that?
Don't know. I'm kind of annoyed, but I want to help Courtney out because I'm sure she gets, a bonus for recommending me to be a seller. But it's just like,
and she hasn't done an auction yet, right?
I don't think so.
Well, see, that's where I am. I've been approved, but
I haven't even
got to it yet. They keep sending me, "Hey, you haven't set up an auction." It's kind of a, that they send to you.
I have a friend who just started, and she doesn't have a YouTube channel, but she's like, her first one, I think she sold 2 $1 toys, and then they've done it again. So I don't know.
I know that I'm not going to go in and start my auctions at $1 because there's just been too many people that since they changed the shipping on there, that they've gotten burned with that anyway. There's a whole lot of resellers that buy off of Whatnot. So that tells you, you need to bring your things, you need to bring your crowd to Whatnot so that you can get your price, or you've got to be willing to sell to resellers at, greatly reduced prices, which it's fine either way.
Right. As long as it's going. So I don't know if I have time. Maybe in the winter when things are a little bit slower.
That's what I figured. Yeah, that's what I figured I would do. So.
But yeah, see, Noelle said all she did was send a link to her eBay store and she got approved.
I think it depends on who's picking up the emails that day.
I know. I got 9,000 items listed. I think I don't have a problem with inventory.
I know.
Well, if you don't get approved right away, I would go back in because I applied like right away, and didn't get approved for the longest. And I read that somewhere that somebody said, well, I went back in and they approved me in 24 hours. And that's what happened with me. But see, they've just now opened up, I don't know what they call it, but it's the stuff that I sell, the estate type stuff, they've opened it to that. So that's going to make a difference too.
And maybe it's because I said I mostly do stuffed animals. I don't know. Because I know there's not, it's a different market. Sure.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not doing Funkos or Squishmallows, which I've gone on there. That's what it seems to be mostly of right now is Funko and Squishmallows, which I bought more Squishmallows this week.
Yeah.
Somebody in the chat, I think it was Beth, said that she didn't really feel like sitting there watching an auction. And I kind of feel the same way. I think maybe Whatnot really probably appeals to people who like to go to auctions, whereas this way they can just sit and do it online,
I mean, I've got people I'm friends with the Cincinnati picker, John. I met him several years ago, and Lonnie, different ones. And, they're doing really well, and there's really often they're selling trading cards. There's a certain group of people that's what they come for.
Right.
And if I watch a Whatnot auction, I'm going to have it rolling just like I would this or anything else. Yeah. I'm going to have it rolling in the background and oh yeah, that looks good. Let me buy that, and it's very rare. So
I haven't watched a whole lot, but I did watch, what's her name? Nicole State. I watched a video that she made about what she's been doing. And I mean, I think she's killing it on there right now. But she's like, she does 30-second auctions and you know, and keeping it moving. Where I've watched a few others where like Robert will come in there and they're like blasting music and they're slow, they're disorganized. It's just,
you've got to do it like a business.
you
can't just, you know.
Storm says she did start thrifting a little bit, but mostly still selling things around the house and watching a lot of videos on what to look for. Yeah, that's a fun thing. I just fell down a rabbit hole of watching reseller videos to the point where now I forget to go back and watch my booktube videos of friends and things. I'm like, I'm sorry, I missed your videos. I watch reselling videos.
Now, on your channel, how often do you try to do videos? Do you do
at least 2 a week? Lately, in the summer, I always slow down a little bit because I always try to pick up some other projects and stuff. So, like with my new organizing system that I implemented a few weeks ago, today is my filming day. I figured if I'm going to get up and put on makeup and be on this live stream, then when we get done here, I can go film a video. So, but a lot of times what happens is I get off of here and then we'll go eat lunch and I think, oh, I need a nap.
I'm tired.
But today I really do need to film my June wrap up and talk about what I read in the month of June. So I'm going to do that when I get done here.
That's cool.
So sometimes though, if I can, I will, it depends on what's going on. If there's some kind of challenge or an announcement that I need to make or something, I'll do more. Yeah. I have done, if there's something going on and I need to film a video, you know, I'll do one every day if I need to, but not generally, not that often. So, but I host some big readathons. Well, not that big, but one called March Mystery Madness that I co-created several years ago. And so that's a kind of a big deal, and some other things like that. And I started one called Little House Readathon that's in February, that commemorates Laura Ingalls Wilder's birthday and stuff like that. So when I'm doing a readathon, there's more to do than right now. This is my slow time where in fact, for June, I said I was just going to have a thing called Just June, where I just read what I wanted and I didn't worry about any challenges or anything else. Just
sometimes you need that. Yeah. Sometimes you need that.
Just take a breath.
I have been cross-listing this whole time, y'all. Not a lot,
no.
But I've actually worked today.
Good.
But I have a whole pile down here of stuff I did videos on. I got to get pictures.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Yep. So that's going to be today. Plus Robert will be gone. So, well, now I got to fix my own lunch.
Lord March. I know, right? Uber. Get somebody to bring you something.
Yeah. I have never used Uber or any of DoorDash or any of them, but I know my kids have. So I guess I could get stuff out here if I really wanted.
I live so close to everything. It's not really necessary. I've got everything right here. You know,
I have like Walmart if I want to cook from Walmart and Aldi right down the road, but that's about it.
They've got great chicken.
Yep. We bought one of those, what is it? Rotisserie ovens at a yard sale. And that's been our Sunday thing. Every Sunday we make chicken in it. And then we make chicken pizza, barbecue chicken pizzas, and make chicken salad. I love it, but I have to fend for myself today for lunch.
Chicken tacos.
Yes. Yep. So it's been fun. It's been the benefits of yard selling. You get to try all kinds of stuff. Plus testing it. We're testing it.
That's right.
It works. But I think I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to start trying to move stuff into the new side of the building.
That's exciting. Yeah, that's exciting. Well, it clears your mind. You know, once you get things where you need them to be, your mind starts clearing out where you can do some other things, you know. That's awesome.
Yeah. For the second time, I've hit my I have baskets on shelves like this. Well, the shelves that are right by my heat pump, which I have a window split heat pump, I've hit it twice now, and then it's leaked. So I'm
Oh,
gonna have to
no.
rethink. That's
Yeah.
that's the main problem, because you shift it just a little bit, and then all the
Mhm.
condensation comes out inside the building
Mhm.
instead of
Mhm.
outside the building.
Yeah, I have to be careful when because I've got a garage door that's still working, so I have to be careful what I put up here and all that.
Yes, I made
like,
sure I unlocked. I mean, I unplugged our garage door openers so that nobody would accidentally hit the buttons going out the door.
Yeah.
Because it would literally be an avalanche
Yeah.
if the doors
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
opened.
Absolutely. I only do that if there's certain times like pulling out yard sale stuff instead of going through my little bungalow and all of that kind of stuff, because it's a really tight doorway, in that section or whatever. I will lift it, but I'm the only one that has permission to lift it. So, because this belongs to me. That was part of the deal when I moved here. I said, well, I get the garage. And we've got
That's
all
your
kinds
space,
of
huh?
pad parking and stuff, so we don't, really use this.
Yeah. I all my grandchildren live elsewhere. I'm envious that you get to have
Oh, it's
right there.
It's a blessing. Yeah. They can be interesting sometimes, but talking about when we were talking about hiring people before, and Elizabeth said, that she was going to hire a child. Was it a child? I missed it.
An adult daughter.
Oh, just
Oh,
my
okay,
daughter.
adult
Yeah, she's 18.
Yeah. Well,
And I don't know. I don't
Go
know that
ahead.
I'll pay her much. The payoff will be that she'll have some clear spaces she can walk around in.
Yeah.
No,
But
I'll
you
offer.
can
Doesn't matter as long as the payoff is what somebody wants. It all works
Yeah.
for everybody. But I've hired my 14-year-old. Does other things. Like I said, they homeschool and things, so they can get finished with their school. And that's the way it was when I homeschooled my daughter. You had so many hours. We had like 4.5 hours technically that we were supposed to homeschool, and then well, she owned her own business from the time that she was 11 until 18 when she moved into her own home or whatever, and before she married and all of that. Well, that entrepreneur type spirit is in both of us, and we wanted to kind of instill that in the children if it was something they were interested in. Well, they're all about it. And so for a couple of years, they've been handing me their little Matchbox cars or their whatever, and can you look this up, and I'll help you look it up, and this is how we do it. Well, anyway, as of probably a month ago or something like that, we're a square dance family, and my kids are just went through lessons and all that kind of stuff, and they're square dancing. And so we encourage them to pay their membership fee for the place that they go, and it's so much a month. Well, they're earning that by helping me out here. They're helping me organize, or they're helping me move things around, or they're helping me clean, and I pay them so much a month, and that pays for their square dancing. And then Lorelai, which is my oldest one, she can do just about anything. I mean, she's helped me clean out. Well, she used from the time that she was 5 until I sold my store, which she would have been, I guess, 10 then. She would come every Thursday. We would get all her schooling done, and she would bring her schooling because I could do that with her, and I would have things, and she would work in the back room of my thrift shop, and then she would help me at the thrift shop. So she's been doing that, ever since she was young. So
yeah, when we had our Amazon business, the 3 boys helped with our business. They did all the packing for me. We do 2 packs or 4 packs or whatever, and we wrote it off on our taxes.
You bet.
We did the end of the year. You do the W-4s for them, and they don't have to pay up to a set amount every year. They don't have to pay income tax on it. We just had to do the paperwork.
Right.
And until this year, I've got one that he was working for me until probably 2 months ago, and now he's working full time.
Yeah, I thought you said that. Yeah.
So it's definitely, as long as it's age appropriate work, you can write that off.
Well, and it surprises you if you have the patience to teach them, and just the patience to go back and redo something if you have to, or whatever like that. If you've got that patience, man, they will pick up on it in a heartbeat. They will know how to pack. They will know how to, enter things. I mean, list, take photos, things like that. So
My son was doing some of the pictures for clothing, and clothing is one of those easy things to teach.
And I hate doing clothing, so that would be perfect for my oldest to do. Let her take photos. She's got a new smartphone. She had never had one. She got one for her birthday last year, and it was like, I know what you're going to be doing with that phone.
Yeah, it worked out, but now it's all on Robert.
Bless his heart.
Yeah, that's a Southern thing, ain't it?
That's right.
Bless
his heart. Over everything.
Oh yeah, hopefully he's been watching. I guess there's a ruler thing, because we talked about this in my Facebook group. Somebody was like, you do the measurements and you still get returns for fit or changed mind or whatever. So, right now we've been measuring and writing everything down and putting that all in the listings. But now I think he's thinking about getting one of those rulers where you take a picture.
That's what I do. I do that with even my jewelry. I've just got, like, on little things like that, I've got it printed off. I got it off or whatever, and I just lay it on there and take a picture.
But supposedly there's a ruler that you can buy from somebody. Yeah, and that way you can do your chest, your length, all of that in pictures, and then you don't have to write none of that down. But I've known, I think it's important though. Some people say don't do measurements, but I think it is, because I've won 2 cases on Posh because people said it didn't fit, whatever, but I had measurements. I had measurements and I won the case.
That's right.
So I think it is important. But personally, I know what size I wear, but I don't know what my measurements are. I buy yard sale stuff,
I know, right? Yeah, that looks like it'll fit.
And if it doesn't, it's worth $1.
That's right.
Not even with clothes. I think it's important to add measurements with stuffed animals too. Like, I bought something for Emily back before her birthday, not the one from Rebel, but I bought something else, and I didn't pay attention to the size, I'll admit. And I got it, and it was this little bitty thing, and I was like, oh my goodness, the pictures really made it look bigger. So I went back and looked at the listing. It clearly said this item is 3 inches or whatever. And I'm like, okay, well, that's on me. It was my own fault for not, not looking at it. And it was fine. She likes it. It's a little character from her all-time favorite video that she's ever liked from day one. It's a little Precious Moments thing. And I think this is the only merchandise that she doesn't already own from that. It's I don't know if you've ever heard Little Sparrow. It's a Precious Moments Thanksgiving video. It's about a little Indian boy and a pilgrim boy. Well, so this plush was this little bear, because there's a bear in the video. And so I got that for her for her birthday. But anyway, it's cute. But I just thought from the picture, it looked like it was probably, pretty good size. Well, it's just little bitty.
And my last picture is always with the tape measure. And sometimes the last 2, because I'll do height and length, especially on some plush. But yeah, I've had negative feedback removed. Believe it or not, people leave you negative feedback because it was smaller than they thought, or larger than they thought, or whatever. Some people you can't
look at the measurements.
Shannon is thanking us for helping her get through the last hour of photographing and processing 28 items. She said, speaking of clothing.
Wow. I think I got 13 cross listings done, and 3 of them are still sitting over here undone.
That's awesome, though. Yeah.
Yeah, but because I list perfectly, that's not bragging. Click a button.
It makes it simple.
Do we leave buyer feedback? I have it set up that if they leave me feedback, I'll leave them feedback. And it's just a list. But no, otherwise no, because you don't know that it's done until, I've had too many people push for feedback and then leave you something not so nice.
Right.
So no, I don't. there'll be a lot of people who disagree with that, that you should leave it as soon as they pay. No.
It's not paid for until they keep it.
Exactly. That's a good answer. Yeah, I think he's gonna order that ruler. That's what he told me it was, but I couldn't remember because I'm old and I can't remember details.
Oh, okay. She put the link.
Reseller ruler.
Good.
Definitely. I think that's going to save us time too. We won't have to sit and write. Robert has a little, and it's nice. He fills in the blanks on a spreadsheet and then it does its magic. And all I have to do is copy and paste into my listing his stuff. But if we don't have to do that, maybe he could even do drafts for me.
The person who asked about the ruler, your channel name, is that Emma and Ellie's mom, or is that how you spell Emily? Like Emma, because that could be Emily. We have my daughter Emily. We spell it unusually too. So I'm just wondering if you have two daughters, Emma and Ellie, or is it?
But it says mom of one, maybe mom of one. Mom one.
Mom one. Well, I wonder why the one, like number one mom is what I was thinking. Emma, Ellie, mom one.
Yeah, I used to have, mine was like 5 boys was in my thing. And then I got weird messages, so I changed it,
Oh.
Just saying. 5 boys.
Yeah, I have a booktube friend who her channel name is Two Boys Scrapping because she's a scrapbooker. So it's like, but it does kind of sound like, your 2 boys are always scrapping.
Noelle, can you check that link? I checked it and it's not bringing it up. I've got an error and it may be something on my end.
Beth says resellerruler.com.
Oh, I guess you can get it on Mercari or you can go to that website.
Yeah, I didn't see the website. Did they put that?
That's right below, right above Noelle's. She has a link.
Okay, gotcha.
Storm had a comment about feedback. She said, I've sold 6 things and only 1 person gave me feedback. So I didn't know if they're waiting for me to give them feedback or what. Who usually is supposed to go first? The buyer, right? When they receive their item, the buyer, but not everybody will. And I'm not of the school that you should ask for it. I kind of get annoyed when people sell me something and they're like, please leave me feedback. I'm like, hold your horses. I'll get to it.
I barely read the message.
Yeah.
Because my husband wanted me to do that because I guess he used to do that, to say, be sure and leave good feedback. And I'm like, I'm not going to do that. If they want to leave feedback, they will. And I get really good feedback. I get, glowing feedback because I do the customer
service. No news is good news. That's right.
News is good news.
You're right.
Yeah. So she has twins, Elizabeth. Emma and Ellie are her twins.
Okay. Okay. Because that would be kind of a cool name, a cool way to spell Emily. Or even if you leave out one E, EMMALLY, Emily, would be pretty.
My niece is Emma Lee, Leigh.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, you were talking about that. And our daughter is Emmeline, but we spell, if you take the N out of Emmeline, that's how we spell Emily, EMELIE.
Yeah,
but
Beth says you're lucky if you get 25%. Beth said 25%. And that's been my rule. If you go into a store and it says that they've had 100 feedback this month, they've probably sold about 400 items. Because, I hardly get feedback. I think, isn't there where you can look and see over your lifetime how many items you've sold?
I think so, yeah.
So, but,
as long as I am getting good feedback, I don't care if like you said, no news is good news. And right now we're at 100% positive. So I'd like to keep it that way.
Keep it that way. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, I don't see where I've lost that where it says, but I think ×4 anything. And that's hardly anybody. To be honest, like when I order my shipping supplies, I never leave feedback. It's shipping supplies. And on on Amazon, usually when we sold on there for like 4 or 5 years, the only feedback you get is when Amazon messed up the order and you're getting a negative feedback, then you got to get removed because they messed up the order. So I don't put a whole lot of.
It's too bad. If it's good and everything was fine, you ought to go ahead and give. I'm not saying you. I mean, in general, we all should give positive feedback where it's due, because you know that when there's something negative, people sure are going to give the negatives.
That's going to be on there.
Yeah. So it would be nice to offset that with the positives. Although I was just shopping for something yesterday or day before, and I went to a top rated plus seller, and they had something like 300 and something negative feedback. But then it was like how many thousands of positive, but still I'm like, it still was a red flag if there's 300 and something negative,
Right.
And how can they be a top rated seller? So
too big.
It was just too much.
Yeah, same Noelle. I have it automatically set up. You leave me positive, I'll leave you positive. But yeah, ladies, it's been 2 hours.
How do you set up automatic?
I think what?
It's 1 o'clock. Let's save that for next week. We'll make that a topic. Setting up automatic feedback.
I will figure it out by next week, or I'll forget and you can remind me, and then maybe I'll put it in my Facebook group once I figure it out.
There you go.
But I'm sure it's in our accounting. Our account settings somewhere.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I think so. No, yeah, maybe. Hold on, 1 minute. No, that's just taking me to my feedback.
Where's Robert?
I know, Robert.
Shameful. He knows what we do on Wednesday.
Yeah, Noelle says the same thing. She has it set up. If they leave feedback, then they automatically get feedback.
Yep. But you'll have people out there who say, no, you're wrong. We all have our preferences, right? We all have our own way to do stuff. And
that's why it's great.
Exactly. Great. We all run our businesses the way we want to run our businesses.
So, Noelle said it has to do with their metrics. They sell enough that the small amount of negatives don't factor in. But to me, 300 and something is not a small amount. It's, in the big scheme of things, I get it. It's a small percentage. But, I don't know. I guess there's probably a point you get to where if you get bigger, then you can really keep up with and do well, because I would go through and read, and they're like, a lot of times people are like, well, it took forever to get my item. Well, maybe that could have been postal service, but maybe it's just that they've gotten so big and don't have enough help to keep up with what they've got, and I get that happens. So she says it's in the feedback profile. I figured it was somewhere in the feedback.
Yeah, so, I'll try to remember. If
Walmart had 10,000 negatives, would you stop going there? Walmart probably does have 10,000 negatives.
Yeah.
and I don't go there very often, but I get it. You're right. You're absolutely right.
Yep. All right, ladies, talk about what's happening in your channels, your stores, whatever.
You go ahead.
Go ahead, Rhonda.
Not much. No. Oh. You can find me pretty much everywhere. So we're staying busy. Hopefully going forward, this is third quarter for everybody that matters to. I list and sell just like I do all year long.
Yep. Order your supplies. We just got our new
on Christmas this afternoon. So
order your postal supplies. Use your coupon for this quarter. It just started again. So
absolutely.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I am working on books right now, and I have to get tackling the 25 bags of free books that I got. But before I do that, I've been working on allotting up romance books, and so that's what I'm working on right now. And I still have a lot of plush, but I feel I'm in the mood to do books. And so I've learned a long time ago that I need to go with my moods. If I'm in the mood for something, I'll get more done than if I try to fight it and do what I'm not in the mood to do. So I'm going to go with that. And on my BookTube channel, I am going to be doing my wrap up of June, what I read for June. And I think I read about 18 books, something like that. And I was just talking to another booktuber about maybe doing a Lucy Maud Montgomery reading challenge. And if you don't know who Lucy Maud Montgomery is, she wrote Anne of Green Gables. and she's
Yeah.
well known for Anne of Green Gables, but she wrote a lot of other stuff that is fantastic and hardly anybody ever talks about. So we're talking about that. So come on over and check my channel out on YouTube, Lizzie Faye Loves Books. And what was the other thing? I haven't done a reseller video in a while other than books. I did recently do a video on a lot of the romance books that I have picked up to resell, but I want to do like a what sold here pretty soon. I just I haven't taken the time yet.
Yeah.
So
I'll be probably this afternoon. I'll put out a what sold. I do something just real fast. It just has, I've been told you need to do a voiceover on those so you can tell us why you picked it up. Well, I'll probably do that in a different video, but my what solds, are just fast fire. It's usually about 20 items. So I'll probably have one out this afternoon.
I like yours too, because you've got the music and
yeah, keeps me awake while I'm making the videos.
And those who don't know, I have a new Facebook group so that we can all share information instead of people just sending me the stuff. And, it's just a good learning, teaching page. Next week, hopefully, we're moving this live to the new channel. I'm just trying to see if it's going to help bump my algorithm. You guys all know about algorithms. So hopefully it's going to bump me up and not stall my memberships and subscriptions and all of that. We'll see. But I know a couple of other, like the Hustle couple, they moved their lives to a different channel. Courtney does her lives on a different channel. So I just think it's hopefully to help grow this one better. Take the live off. Sorry. But, this is more fun and some people don't care for lives. So we'll do our own thing on the other channel. But otherwise, I'm just working, enjoying the quiet solitude of my house until I get lonely.
There you go. Yeah.
No Robert to argue with.
Yep, no Robert to joke around with.
That's right.
All right, y'all.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.